How does procrastination form? Hey there! Today I want to share an interesting topic I recently read about from parenting experts. Procrastination in kids. It sounds simple, but it turns out there are so many layers to it. Both amusing and thought-provoking. I'll break it down in a casual, chatty way, like we're two friends grabbing coffee. So it's easy to picture and feels relatable. This topic is especially helpful if you're a parent or about to embark on that journey. So, what's the main point? First, procrastination in kids can stem from them pushing back against parental authority as they grow up. Like they're saying, "I'm not a little kid anymore." Second, this procrastination thing both stresses them out and weirdly motivates them to get stuff done at the last minute, trapping them in a cycle of, "I'll do it tomorrow," forever. Alright, let's dive into the details. Chatting about how procrastination behavior forms. You know, procrastination doesn't just pop up out of nowhere. It often starts in early adolescence, around 9 to 13 years old. At this stage, kids are at that point where they want to assert themselves. Like, "I'm grown up now, don't tell me what to do." And that's when they start building this procrastination habit. If you don't catch it early, it digs in deep and can cause big problems later, like when they're in college or starting a job. Experts split procrastination into two types. And it's pretty fascinating. Type 1 is rebellious procrastination. Kids put things off until the last second, like homework or cleaning their room. Type 2 is abandonment procrastination. This one's heavier. They delay it and then totally forget about it, never getting around to it. Most kids fall into type 1, but it can still cost them. Picture this. Deadlines looming. They're chugging coffee, energy drinks, and munching on sweets to stay awake, pulling an all-nighter to finish, then stumbling into class the next morning to turn it in before crashing and skipping the next lesson. Sound familiar? Bet we've all had a moment like that as kids. So why's this a big deal? Because procrastination shrinks their time, ramps up the pressure, and piles on the stress. As they grow up, they carry this habit into college, turning the whole learning experience into an unnecessary stress fest. I feel bad for them. But it's also kind of funny. They don't realize the price they're paying for that "I'll do it later" habit from way back. So what's the root of it? Experts say it starts with kids resisting their parents. There are two styles. Active rebellion is arguing back. Passive rebellion is procrastinating. You've probably heard classics from kids like, "Not right now, give me a sec," or "I'll do it later." Sounds harmless, but if you pay attention, that later can stretch into hours, or even a whole day. Kids figure out this neat trick. Promise to do it later. And they dodge the task for now. Parents get annoyed, but the kids feel clever. It's like a witty little battle of wits between generations, chatting about the link between procrastination and stress. Now let's get into the juicier part. How procrastination ties into stress. You'll probably nod along because it's so spot on. At first, procrastination is a way for kids to avoid stuff right away. Like, "I don't want to do this now." But here's the trap. The longer they put it off, the more pressure builds. And it takes them way more effort to finish than if they'd just done it from the start. Worse yet, some kids fall into what's called destructive functioning. Sounds intense, right? It means they deliberately delay to create a do or die situation at the last minute. Then use that urgency as fuel to get it done. Like something out of an action movie. But it's real. Tons of kids tackle homework or exam prep like they're racing death itself. Procrastination has two sides, delaying and denying. Delaying is like putting it off, "I'll do it tomorrow." Denying is forgetting it entirely, just wiping it from their mind. But if they're procrastinating out of fear, like worrying their parents will yell if they admit to a fight at school, it doesn't ease their mind. it makes them feel worse. Imagine a kid knowing they messed up, wanting to confess but hesitating, and the anxiety just piling up. Poor thing. The relationship between procrastination and stress is super complicated. It creates stress because time gets squeezed right up to the deadline, that moment when they know they're toast if it's not done. The closer the deadline, the more unfinished work, the higher the stress. But here's the wild part. That deadline is also what finally kicks them into gear. Sometimes they're like, oh man, this stress is gonna kill me. But once it's done, everything's fine, maybe just a light punishment. So they learn. Deadlines are made to be pushed. It's hilarious but true. Kids these days are sneaky smart, using urgency to get stuff done instead of responsibility. Overall, procrastination isn't just a habit, it's a little psychological battle in their heads. As parents, understanding this might help us be more patient and figure out ways to gently nudge them out of it. What do you think? Got any procrastination stories from when you were a kid? Tell me. I bet they're a riot.